Hello everybody, welcome back to the Escentual Owl. I'm here to cut Wrath, the latest soap that I made. I'm actually filming this about 2.5 hours after I made this soap. I am pretty amazed at how this soap behaved. If you watched my last video where I made this soap, I mentioned that I was doing a very steep water discount. I did a 1-to-1 lye to water ratio, and the soap behaved beautifully. I expected it to accelerate so quickly that I was barely going to have time to get it into the mold and that I wasn't going to be able to swirl it, and that did not happen. I was able to swirl it and decorate the top. It was fantastic. It stayed so fluid. It blew my mind. And not only that, but this soap is hard as a rock. I'm actually a little bit afraid that I'm not going to be able to cut it very easily. I have never had a soap this hard that I tried to cut before. Just to show you all, so these are the edges or the sides. You can see this dark ring here. That is actually because, you can see it on the edges here too, the soap gelled. I got almost a full gel, and there's the top, and the indigo has actually lightened up quite a bit, so I don't have any hopes that it will darken as it continues to cure. I could be wrong, but I don't think that it is going to get any darker. But I'm okay with that. I really like how this turned out. It did, if you can see, there we go. You see all these speckles here? That is what I'm assuming is undissolved indigo. And there's nothing wrong with that. As far as I know, I will do a little bit of research before I decide to sell this soap. I'll ask some questions from fellow soap makers that have used indigo in the past, because this was my first time using indigo as a colorant. So I'm not entirely sure, but as far as I know, that is not a problem. And it may be from the way that I added the indigo to my soap batter to use as a colorant. I don't know, I have to do a little bit of research, but I need to go ahead and cut this now, because if I wait any longer, I'm not going to be able to cut it at all. It's just going to turn into a brick if I can cut it at all. So can you all see? Yeah, okay, so let's get this end piece. So that's actually not too bad to cut. I don't have any crumbling. Oh, ooh, there we go. That is the color, or close to the color, that I was going for. I wanted a dark, deep navy, and yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. So what I'll probably do is force these to gel in the oven. But that is our first cut. I really like that. Ooh, I'm very excited to see the rest of this. And this wasn't in the pot swirl. Okay. I asked my husband for an actual soap cutter for Christmas, so that it will be, this process will be a lot easier and my bars will be more even. So we'll see. So there's the front and there's the back. Ooh, there's a little bit of mica there that looks like it wasn't fully incorporated, but I really like how this soap turned out. I'm very impressed. I will probably do all of my soaps like this from now on, unless I have a fragrance that accelerates. I'm sorry if my voice is a little bit weird. It's because I'm trying to speak very quietly because it is almost 2 in the morning, or maybe closer to 1. I'm not entirely sure, but my husband is asleep, so I'm trying to be quiet. So there's one side, and then there's the other. You can see this bar actually achieved almost 100% gel. See just a very little bit of lightness around the edges. I really like how this turned out. I love that marbly sort of look. And this fragrance, you guys, it smells so good. It almost reminds me of like incense or something along those lines. It's very, very nice. There's one side, and there's the other. There's one side. Oop. There we go. There's the other. I really like the contrast between the two colors in this one. Very happy with how this turned out. So there's one side, and there's the other. I'm amazed at how hard this soap is. I mean, that is crazy. Alright, so there's one side and then the other. It's almost hard to look at, isn't it? I really like that swirl. Really like that swirl. So there's one side, and there's the other. I don't really have much to talk about in this video. Again, my husband is in the next room sleeping, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. There's one side, then there's the other. So I'm glad it does seem like a majority of the soap did gel all the way. So if I decide to go ahead and force gel on the rest of the soap in the oven, I won't have very many to do. There's one side, then there's the other. There's one side. Then there's the other. I love that top, that textured top. And then this one, I'm actually not going to cut the end off of because that would make the bar too slim. But there's the back. And there's the front. So definitely on this bar, I will have to force gel to, not that I mind the ring, but there's such a stark difference between this side of the bar and the front where that beautiful dark navy is. And also because I think a majority of people, they see that dark ring and they're like, ew, what's that? Even though there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, it doesn't affect the soap in any way except aesthetically. Alright. So, there you have it. That is the cut of our Wrath cold process soap. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. I love hearing from you guys. It makes my day. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the Escentual soaps, there is a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. See you all next time. Bye-bye.